Shalom, family trendsetter. Some time ago, I made a video where I was basically stating in the video that I believe there's mercenary going around by stealth killing us. And when I say mercenary, these are like military trained or law enforcement trained individuals that for whatever reason they're going out and taking us out by stealth, shooting us, killing us dead, and blaming it on black crime. Now, when I made that video, I had a bunch of comments, people came on there with their comments talking about, oh, I'm trying to start something, or basically saying, it's not true. And, I had a lot of negative comments towards the video, but I also had a lot of positive comments towards the video. And I'm sure a lot of those negative comments probably was law enforcement themselves, you know what I mean? But anyway, subsequently, they flagged the video and they removed it. Now, I also remember watching the video, I think it was like maybe 4 months ago, where this girl was saying that there was a drive-by shooting in her neighborhood in Chicago, and her boyfriend observed it and jumped in his car and followed the vehicle of the perpetrators that did the shooting, and they pulled up in this alleyway next to a gas station, and apparently, he noticed one of them removing a mask, and when he removed the mask, under the mask was a Caucasian or a Mexican. There was somebody of a Caucasian persuasion. And, when I seen that video, I'm like, what? So they going out now and killing people with masks and stuff, posing as black people. And that would prompt me to make the video that they remove. Now, I was telling people about the video I saw and the video that I made, and a lot of people say, man, yo, you need to stop watching these stuff because you're getting bugged out, or, you're too much of a conspiracy type person. But you see, family, there's a lot of conspiracy out there. But whether it's a theory or not, you got to make the judgment call. Anyway, let's fast forward. So the other day, again, I like to do research, go on different news, sites and see what's going on around the world. And I came across a news footage where they had this individual in front of me on the screen. So when I seen, the side by side image, I was like, okay, what's that about? So I was thinking that, okay, the black guy shot the white guy, or the white guy shot the black guy, something that we're accustomed to hearing. But then when I, turned the volume up, they was basically talking about this white boy right here going around using this African featured mask on his face to commit crime. So in other words, he was going around disguising himself as being a black person, right? And it was so convincing to the point where a lady turned her own son in, thinking that her son was the one that was doing the bank robbery. And the only reason why the son was released is because while the son was incarcerated, this devil was still out there committing bank robbery crimes. You know what I mean? And that's how they was able to determine that the son wasn't a part of it, even though the son told him that, he didn't have anything to do with it. But this is what happened a lot of time with so-called black people. We always get framed for murders or framed for crime that we don't commit. But that's for another video. Anyway, family, this devil right here was basically going on a rampage, robbing banks. You know what I mean? And you know how the Europeans or the white people are, and this is not to be racist or anything like that, but they don't ever have enough. I guess when you're a criminal, you can't be satisfied with what you get. You have to get more. You know what I mean? That rush. Anyway, I'm making this video is to say that the same way how they can disguise themselves as being blacks to rob banks, don't you think it's the same way they can disguise themselves and do drive-by shootings? Because think about it. If you got somebody that witnessed a shooting, and of course, when they start to describe the perpetrator, they're going to describe them as to what they see. If they look Caucasian, they're going to say Caucasian individual. If they look black, they're going to say it's a black individual. And in this case, if this dude right now did a murder, right, and this camera was surveillance camera caught him in the act, and somebody, they're going to view him as being a so-called black person committing a murder. And this is what's happening, family. This is why I say I don't believe in that black on black crime. I'm not saying black people don't kill each other. I'm not saying that there's not, because I see it personally where I see video of black people going at it, shooting each other, shooting at each other, not shooting, but shooting at each other. But the thing I'm saying is this, right? the way how the media portrays this epidemic in Chicago and all these major black cities, it's an epidemic. They got to bring in the feds and all that. They literally want to bring in the feds to lock our city down. They create this scenario, you know what I'm saying, in order to carry out the agenda. Now, me personally, right, I believe personally that the money that they spend on NASA, not only are they spending billions on NASA to deceive us, talking about they out in space and how they went to the moon and how they on a space station, and they showing footage of the Earth. But when they show the footage, you never see any satellite that they claim is out in space. You know what I'm saying? All you see is these towers all over the United States. That's literally killing us, because the transmission, the cell phone towers, that the transmission that they transmit from the cell phone towers is literally killing us. It's literally making us go out there and bug out and commit crimes, believe it or not. And they have something coming up called a 5G that y'all need to stay away from. That it's going to be worse than the 4G, because the 4G is literally altering our minds and causing us to do things that we wouldn't normally do. I know it sounds crazy, but so far Trendsetter have been right on point. You know what I'm saying? But let me not stray off topic. So what I'm saying is this: the same way they could spend billions of dollars on deceiving the whole world that they went to the moon, is the same way they could spend a lot of money on getting these masks and giving them to these mercenaries to go out there and give us headshots, because there's a harvest organ going on out there where they're harvesting our organs and literally harvesting our body parts to extract the melanin content in our bodies and sell to those Jewish people over there in Palestine occupying our land. Family is deep. You know what I'm saying? I need to do your research. So it's a conspiracy against black. That's what's going on. They're trying to genocide us on the stealth mode, and they're using these masks to go out there and do it on the low, because again, if you see a so-called black person shooting somebody, committing a crime, you're going to assume it's a black person. But in reality, it's these devils in disguise. So I'm saying, family, y'all need to be very, very vigilant. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they harvesting black people organs. Be careful where you go. Be careful your surrounding. Get on your knees, turn to the Most High, and ask for forgiveness, because I'm telling you, that's the only way we're going to make it out of this. If we're not protected by the Most High, we are doomed as a people. All right? This is why, again, they give us Christianity to take us away from the Most High. But anyway, family, with that, I say, Trendsetter out.